Sprint mechanics analysis is a real game changer when it comes to profiling and bucketing players, helping you keep an eye on the impact of training programs and estimating injury risk. The first step is to figure out what are the key phases and events within the sprint cycle that we should be focusing on. Let's break down the two main phases of sprinting. First, the contact phase, also known as the stance phase, is when one foot touches the ground. Second, the flight phase, or the time when neither foot is touching the ground, is when you're airborne. The contact phase starts when one of the feet is in contact with the ground, also known as touchdown, and ends when you lift your toe off the ground, also known as toe off. In between these two moments, there's another phase called mid-stance, which happens when the middle part of your foot is just below your hip and you can draw a vertical line to connect the 2 points. The flight phase begins with toe off and ends when the other foot touches the ground. During this time, the athletes reach their maximal vertical position, or MVP, and block their thigh at the highest point. The MVP occurs when the centre of mass reaches its highest vertical position. The thigh block happens when the hip flexion angle is greatest, causing the knee to reach its highest vertical position. Another way to analyse the sprinting cycle is to consider how quickly the thigh rotates between specific events. Analysing the thigh angular velocities, or TAVs, is crucial for evaluating an athlete's performance. The first phase, which we can call punch, begins from the contralateral touchdown to the thigh block. In this phase, the player swings their leg fast to create space to attack the ground. If the swing leg is too far behind the touchdown, the player may not have time to pop the thigh up and forward for a good thigh block, leading to energy loss in subsequent phases. Think about popping the thigh to have space for the next phase. The next phase is the attack back phase, which starts from thigh block and ends at the touchdown of the same leg. You want to have a hammer-like action so that you increase elastic energy return during the following push phase. This will also affect where the foot strikes the ground and the shin angle at touchdown. Think about hitting the ground like a hammer. The next phase is the push phase, which is from touchdown to toe off of the same leg. This phase is about how quickly force and power are generated and transferred into the ground. The quicker the thigh moves, the higher the acceleration is. Think about pushing the floor away. The last phase is called rip and is from toe off to the touchdown of the other foot. It's all about how quickly your legs recover and switch sides. A good rip velocity means you'll have your knees together at touchdown and be ready for the next leg cycle. Think about ripping your foot off the floor as fast as you can to get into position for the next cycle.